Good afternoon to you. The Security Council today heard a briefing from Mr. Lakhdar Brahimi, the Joint Special Representative of the Secretary General of the United Nations and the Secretary General of the Arab League for Syria. The members of the Security Council welcomed the opportunity to discuss the situation in Syria with the Joint Special Representative following his visit to the region. The members of the Council expressed their grave concern about the ongoing violence in Syria and its humanitarian impact. And the members of the Council reaffirmed their full and strong support to the Joint Special Representative Brahimi for his mission. Now it's over to you.
Thank you very much indeed, Mr. Ambassador. It was an honor and a pleasure to come back to the Security Council after 7 years of absence. Unfortunately, it was about a very, very grim situation that exists in Syria today. As the President of the Council, the Ambassador of Germany, has told you, I have briefed as fully as I could the Council on what I have seen and heard during my visit to the region, Damascus, Cairo, but also the refugee camps in Jordan and in Turkey. We have discussed the situation that exists, and we have also started to discuss the way forward. I have said, and I repeat, I do not have a full plan for the moment, but I do have a few ideas, and I am going back after I meet more people here in New York during this General Assembly debate. I'm returning to the region, and I have agreed with the Council that I will come back here as soon as I can with more ideas on how we move forward. I think there is no disagreement anywhere that the situation in Syria is extremely bad and getting worse, that it is a threat to the region and a threat to peace and security in the world. Therefore, it is definitely a case that the Security Council will continue to watch very, very closely. And I was encouraged by the interest of the members of the Security Council in this situation and by their generous support to this mission that I am starting. Please don't forget that I have started just 3 weeks ago. Thank you very much. I think I'll take بالعربي أولا بالعربي. تشرفت بتقديم عرض لمجلس الأمن تحت رئاسة ألمانيا عن الوضع في سوريا بعد الزيارة التي قمت بها للمنطقة، وزرت خلالها دمشق والقاهرة وأيضا اللاجئين السوريين في كل من تركيا والأردن. الوضع في سوريا لا يختلف اثنان على أن الوضع في سوريا خطير جدا ويتفاقم يوما بعد يوم، وأن هذا الوضع يشكل تهديد على الأمن والاستقرار في المنطقة وأيضا على السلم في العالم. وبالتالي فهذا الوضع يعني من اختصاص مجلس الأمن، وشعرت اليوم على أن أعضاء مجلس الأمن مهتمين بهذه القضية، وأنا شاكر لهم تأييدهم واستعدادهم للتعاون معي في المستقبل. سأذهب بعد انتهاء الاتصالات التي أجريها هنا في نيويورك بمناسبة انعقاد دورة الجمعية العامة، سأعود إلى المنطقة، وأعتقد أنه في القريب قريبا سأعود مرة أخرى إلى مجلس الأمن لتقديم بعض الأفكار على ما يجب أن يعمل من أجل التعامل مع هذه القضية. كلمة بالفرنساوي. Un mot en français. J'ai eu le plaisir et l'honneur de rencontrer les membres du Conseil de sécurité aujourd'hui au cours d'une discussion informelle. Je les ai informés de la situation telle que je l'ai vue au cours de la visite que j'ai effectuée dans la région, notamment au Caire, à Damas et au camp de réfugiés en Turquie et en Jordanie. Je crois qu'il n'y a pas de désaccord sur le fait que la situation en Syrie est extrêmement grave et qu'elle se détériore de jour en jour. Cette situation n'est pas seulement un danger pour le peuple syrien, elle constitue un danger pour toute la région et aussi pour la paix internationale. De ce fait, c'est un sujet que le Conseil de sécurité ne peut pas ne pas suivre de très très près. Je me suis mis d'accord avec le président et les membres du Conseil de sécurité que, après les contacts que je continue à prendre durant cette période de la tenue de l'Assemblée générale, je vais retourner dans la région et à la suite de cela, j'espère revenir pour voir le Conseil de sécurité et leur présenter quelques idées sur la manière de procéder à l'avenir. Voilà. Yes, please.
Hi, Mr. Brahimi, Neil McCorkle from the New York Times. Some diplomats have emerged from the meeting say that you gave rather a downbeat assessment.
I beg your pardon?
Some diplomats who emerged from the meeting say you gave a rather downbeat assessment of the situation.
Downbeat?
Downbeat, yes. And that I know you specified you don't have a plan, but could you talk to us about what you think the prospects are? We heard that you said that the Syrian government was sort of sticking to its reform plan and kind of wanted to return to the status quo. So could you tell us what you think the prospects for any solution are?
All I can tell you is that, the situation is indeed extremely difficult. There is a stalemate. There is no prospect for today or tomorrow to move forward. But I also told the Council that paradoxically, now that I have found out a little bit more about what is happening in the country and the region, I think that we will find an opening in the not too distant future. I refuse to believe that reasonable people do not see that you cannot go backward, that you cannot go back to the Syria of the past. That I think I told everybody in Damascus and elsewhere that reform is not enough anymore. What is needed is change.
اتحاد إذاعة الدول العربية، هل يمكن أن نعرف السيد الأخضر الإبراهيمي
تأمر.
هل يمكن أن نعرف لحد الآن أين وصلت جهودكم من أجل حلحلة المسألة السورية؟ ثم هل هناك عواصم كبرى مثل موسكو وبكين ستزورونها في هذا المجال؟
عندي دعوة من روسيا ومن الصين ومن عواصم كثيرة لزيارتها، وسيشرفني ويسعدني أن أقوم بتلك الزيارات، وخاصة للدول التي أسميها الدول التي لها مصلحة أو نفوذ أو الاثنين، وسيسعدني جدا أن أزور هذه. مجهوداتي ما تقدمتش كثيرا، لكن أعتقد أن اللقاءات التي أجريتها مع المسؤولين في سوريا ومع المعارضة في سوريا داخل سوريا وخارجها لها شيء من الأهمية وممكن أن نبني عليها في المستقبل.
يقال أنك محبط من الرئيس الأسد، هل ستراه مرة ثانية خلال هذه الزيارة؟
سؤال آخر.
James Bays from Al
Sure.
Jazeera English.
Yeah.
You say that you don't have a plan yet, but
Sure.
you said you have some ideas. Could you
Yes.
expand on those ideas with us and also tell us whether the six-point plan is still part of those ideas?
The six-point plan and the Geneva Declaration are what I call elements in my toolbox. How they are going to be used is something that we are going to see later on.
And your other ideas, sir? Your other ideas you mentioned?
We'll tell you later on.
James Robbins from the BBC. Given everything you've told us, and given the fact that the eyes of the world are even more on the United Nations this week than they normally are, do you think that places a special obligation on the permanent members of the Security Council to resolve their differences over Syria, to break their deadlock? That's part one of my question. Part two is more optimistically, if I may. There are suggestions, only suggestions, that the opposition, including the Syrian National Council, may be moving to a position where they may find themselves more united than in the past. Do you see any sign of that?
For your second question, yes, I do see some signs of that. I know that the members of the Syrian opposition are still trying. You know, their attempts have been disappointing until now. I'm sure they will not mind me saying so. And I think their friends also are encouraging them to do better. On the first question, perhaps the President of the Council should answer. You know, I think I can tell you what I said. I said that I needed, you know, if I do not represent the entire Council, I'm nothing. I need to be seen to represent a united Council and a united League of Arab States. And I think the members of the Security Council understand that perfectly well.
Yeah. Arabic or
بالعربي ولا
شو بالعربي؟ طيب
تفضل.
شكرا. اولا عندما تعود الى المنطقه سعاده السفير، هل ستذهب فقط الى داخل سوريا ام انك ستزور الدول الاخرى في المنطقه؟
نعم.
وبالذات الاطراف الاربعه في مبادره رئيس مصر مرسي، وكيف تلقيت تلك الرسالة بأنك حصلت على أكثر من مجلس الأمن وهو يبدو واضحا بأنه في حال شلل؟
يعني حكمك على المجلس شوية قاسي أظن. أنا سأعود إلى المنطقة وسأزور كل العواصم التي تستطيع أنها تقدم شيء، أو مثل ما قلت كل من له مصلحة أو نفوذ أو الاثنين في الوضع السوري، هذول كلهم لازم يكونوا جزء من الحل. وبالتالي سنتكلم معهم هون وسنتكلم معهم في المنطقة إن شاء الله.
Hello, Mr. Brahimi. This is Camelia Intikhabi Fag from Egyptian Gazette.
Yeah, sorry.
Sure. My question is, have you found Camelia Intikhabi Fag, Egyptian Gazette newspaper? Yeah. Ambassador Brahimi, did you find any evidence that Iranian members of the Revolutionary Guard have any influence or involvement in Syria? I mean, like escalating the violence between the government and the opposition? Thank you very much.
You know, I haven't been on streets of Damascus and so on long enough to see who is who there. So I haven't seen any signs of anything myself.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.